bro.
Anyone who's ever played a fighting game has run into a move they thought was cheap, overpowered, or even broken. But how do we know if a move is actually too powerful, or if the player is just being a giant crybaby? Of course, anyone can tell why
Stop
this
crying
move
about
is
a Kumi's
powerful.
bounce. Jesus Christ,
But
Gil.
not as many can understand why this is powerful. Some things like damage and range are clearly visible to the average spectator, but the stuff you can't see is usually where the supposed cheapness happens. I'm of course talking about frame data, the backbone of how fighting works.
Oh, you gonna skip my
games.
chat?
Frame data is something that fascinates me.
Information overload. I'm sorry. Whoops.
Other fighting game
Maybe not this video. Chat gonna lose it.
Well, you don't have to be a frame data god to enjoy
What is
these
the kick
games.
name?
It's like Guard Crush or Sex Kick.
What? No one calls this that. What? No one calls this that. I can see it. I can finally understand. Wait, you understand the game finally? Chat understands frame data finally? Holy shit. It only took y'all like 90 gajillion years to just literally do
you don't have to be a frame
one
data
like
god to enjoy
basic
these games.
math.
I feel that just understanding some basic concepts can help you realize the true potential of a move. Also, your whining will be rooted in more theory and
okay, this is not no sex kick, bro. This is a nair.
As sexy as other fighting game concepts like Guard Crush or Sex
I
Kick.
missed that shit, bro. Oh my god, bring it back. V trigger one on Ryu with guard breaks.
It's like Guard Crush
Oh, bring it back, please, bro.
Sex Kick. Well, you don't
That
have
is
to
a
be
nair.
frame data
That is
god
not-
to enjoy these games. I feel that just understanding some basic concepts can help you realize the true potential of a move.
I'm too cooked.
Also, your whining will be rooted
Don't
in
worry
more
about
theory
it.
and what's not to like about that. I'm going to start with hitboxes and hurtboxes. Often when you punch someone in
That's
a
the
game,
funniest shit
you're
in the
not
world.
actually hitting. You punch. Start with
People don't understand what the difference between a hitbox is and a hurt box. And it makes me cry laughing every time. Nair kicks. All sex kicks are nair? No, it's a nair. No. We're not calling it a sex kick. That's not a thing. No, it's a nair.
hitboxes and
Don't start
hurtboxes.
this. Nair.
Often when you punch someone in a game, you're not actually hitting them with your fist. You're hitting them with an invisible hitbox, which is this red thing. And when you get hit, it's not your body that gets hit, it's your hurt box. Depending on the game,
People
the hit
don't
and hurt
understand
boxes
that.
more or less
It's like-
accurately coincide with the character animations. In Mortal Kombat X, the hurt boxes are directly attached to the actual 3D player model, which means you can be standing idle, but still have your hurt box moving because of your breathing animation.
Oh, that's...
The way you design these hit and hurt
Didn't they do
boxes
it in,
affect the way the
multiverses?
game feels.
That's
and
what
the way to make
I think
a
they
move
did
more
that shit in
powerful or weaker by
multiverses. That's why so much people were complaining. The way they did the hurt boxes was terrible. Like you can get hit from like miles away in multiverses.
changing their sizes.
Remember when they
Generally,
redid the
keep-
hitboxes from the ground up? Let me see. Oh my god, where is it at? Oh, here it is. The hurt boxes. This was it. Y'all see this shit? This is what it was before. So like, some people's hit boxes or hurt boxes, my bad, were disjointed as hell. This is what they changed it to. This is what it was before. This is so lazy. So like, you can get hit so easily because it was just literally a circle. It was like, why did you guys do that? Especially when people are moving around a lot.
A bigger hitbox and a smaller hurt box.
That's so
In
lazy,
addition to
bro.
boxes, nearly every
I mean, you can do it like squares and stuff, but you got to do it like
in a fighting
right.
game has 3 phases. They're called the startup, active, and recovery
You got to
frames.
do it right, and
it
for a
helps to look at
platformer,
it
that's
as
not
simply
really. I wouldn't do
beginning,
that
middle,
for a
and
platformer.
end.
If you're
If you
moving
watch
around
this
like that
famous
much.
clip of Holly Holm kicking Ronda Rousey in the head,
Damn.
the startup would be where she begins her kick and lifts her leg up.
But what does this have to do with making a move
Her
overpowered?
foot is capable of causing damage, and the recovery frames
I
would be her
clickbaited.
leg going back down.
Multiverse was
Of course,
garbage.
Each part of the kick has to be measured with.
I don't think Multiverse was garbage. It's just
Coincidentally, we can use frames per second because this video clip and most
just-
fighting games run at 60 frames per second.
I don't
So
know.
why does the duration of time for each phase of an attack matter? I think the best way to explain this is to use examples outside of hand-to-hand combat. Let's begin with startup frames. If you've ever seen a Civil War movie, it's immediately obvious why we don't use rifle muskets anymore.
Damn, hurry up.
It has a ridiculous startup time, and by the time you're able to do any damage, you might already be dead. When it comes to startup, we want it to be faster! But while
Faster.
loading a rifle musket takes a long time, firing it takes a fraction of a second. The time that the bullet is in the air is what we
The
can call
Matrix?
active frames,
Oh, God.
also known as the only time when an
I haven't
attack
seen The
can do
Matrix in
damage.
so long.
The red hitbox
IRL
that I showed you
frame data
earlier
is
represents
crazy.
the active frames, and you'll notice they only appear for a short period of time. Having lots of active frames can be good because the chances of your opponent getting hit by your attack is higher. While flying bullets and kicks have a small amount of active frames, some weapons have a ton of active frames.
Sokka, why does she look like that?
Flamethrower.
She undead?
As long as the flame is out there, it'll be capable of doing
damage
in a way that just sticking your leg out
hitbox
there would not. It's no accident that Dalsam's Yoga Flame has a lot of active frames and is what makes this move powerful. Of course, the ultimate active frame weapon would be the lightsaber, because it's always lethal whether you swing it or not. Kendo teachers have actually pointed out that a real lightsaber fight would be more like a mix of kendo and fencing rather than the flashy swordplay you see in Star Wars.
It would.
After the
I think about it, it definitely would.
The final part of the attack is recovery frames.
Because who's swinging a lightsaber like that?
Baseball. A typical swing in
these dudes are gonna be poking each other.
Known as the follow-through.
Step 7 is follow through.
And this would be called recovery frames in a fighting game. With the amount of force you're exerting, you have to wait until your follow-through or recovery frames are finished before you can do anything else, such as run towards first base or block. It's unavoidable because
you have good frame data.
But what if you want to hit the ball without all these time
what are you on about?
Frames? One way to do it is this. Bunting requires much less force.
I forgot people can do that in baseball.
Follow-through. Of course, you're not going to hit any home runs while bunting, but you're able to run immediately after the ball makes contact with the bat, making it a decent strategy to just get to first base. But what if you want to do a hard swing and have the lack of recovery frames of a bunt?
What?
Well, in Street Fighter 4, you could do this with what's known as FADC, or Focus Attack Dash Cancel. The what cancel? Which means you can do a hard-hitting move and bypass the recovery frame so that you can dash move immediately.
Like a dash cancel.
If this existed in baseball, it might look like this.
A war hero.
Yo! Hey, yo! I could do that.
Here is cancel, which means
you can do a
hard-hitting move and bypass the recovery frame so that you can begin your next move immedially.
Yo, you see this shit?
In baseball, it might look like this.
A war hero.
No way. No way, lag. Yeah, that's me right there. I could do that.
Canceling is a huge part of fighting games, and they were originally an unintended side effect in Street Fighter 2, originating from its input leniency algorithm.
That dude just
now with startup, active, and recovery frames out of the way, there are just two more concepts to understand, and that's hit stun and block stun. If you've ever played a beat-em-up game, you've seen this before. Smack an enemy once and watch them have a seizure where they can't do anything for a short period of time. This state is aptly called hit stun, where you can't block and are completely vulnerable to getting smacked again. As you might have guessed, this is how combos can happen in games and in real life. If your attack causes enough hit stun and your next attack has
the volume keep going down?
You will do a combo. If not, your opponent will have enough time to recover.
What's this video?
Block stun.
The title is what makes a move overpowered, but I guess he's breaking down stuff before we go over what makes a move overpowered.
Is the same concept, except you guessed it, they're blocking. If your attack causes little block stun and your attack has a lot of recovery, expect your opponent to hit you with a counter attack. If you've ever pondered about how ridiculous beat-em-up games are by the fact that one dude can slaughter hundreds of henchmen, it's because your dude, or waifu, has a super fast startup, lots of active frames, short recovery, and causes a shit ton of hit stun and block stun. Basically, you are overpowered, and honestly, this feels fun as hell in a single player or co-op environment. But these beat-em-up mechanics would make for a lousy fighting game, as some of you might have found out when having to commit fratricide at the end of two-player Double Dragon. There's actually a fine line between a fighting game and a beat-em-up, and at one point the two terms were used interchangeably to refer to the same genre. And games like Pit Fighter really blurred the lines by having both cooperative play and versus play in the same game mode. What finally made the distinction of the fighting genre clear was when games focused on the versus play more than single player or co-op, which suddenly made balance a crucial issue. A CPU boss isn't going to complain when you do broken shit like this to him.
Oh, it's an infinite.
But beating a human opponent like that might cause this to happen. Now, I understand fighting games being a little broken can be fun, but that's
Marvel
vs. Capcom. The point I want to make
why you bring up Marvel?
On balance through frame data and hitboxes is what brings a game closer to the fighting genre.
Someone says a broken fighting game or borderline Kosoge, they just said Marvel.
A fighting game, even though it has frame data and hitboxes.
Bro, I still can't forget. Remember when we were watching last Marvel at EVO? People were watching the Zero May Cry Infinite, and they were like, "This shit is so stupid." They said, "Where's the counter?" Like, I remember we were watching that shit, and then everyone just kept coming into the stream saying, "What is this? How is this fun to watch?" Because the dude was just infiniting with Zero, the whole team. That was so boring, bro. You should have seen Twitch chat on the actual EVO stream. They were so mad. They're like, "This game is ass."
And this is if it's not already
That
in
shit
the
was
game.
funny as fuck,
Because
bro.
the competitive players are the best.
They
at
don't know how
finding
hard that
overpowered
shit is to
moves.
do though,
They're
but
often
like
hired to help with the
it was just
development.
funny
And this is not
seeing people's
true, unlike
reactions
how
to
the
seeing
nefarious hackers end up getting a job
people react to
doing
the Marvel
cybersecurity in
Infinites.
the FBI, minus the THC issue. Let me know what your favorite overpowered fighting game move
Mega
is in the
cheese
comments.
shit, bro. It was so hilarious,
This was Gerald from Court.
bro.
Tekken 7 combo.
What the fuck?
Yutoshi.
Oh, the TNS channel rated someone. I was about to say, what the fuck am I listening to? I forgot I had the stream open. Bro, where is it at, bro? If I could find that clip, it was so funny, bro. Oh my god, last Evo was hilarious, bro. That was so funny. They did Marvel as a throwback game and people lost their like, what is this old ass game and why is it one player game? They were just watching Zero Infinite over and over and over and over. Every match someone was using Zero. Every single match, bro. I'll watch one more video and we play some games.